Newsom says he is fed up. There are no more excuses. He says the state has done its part, providing plenty of funding to get encampments cleared up. He wants to see the results now. Governor Newsom made the announcement here in Los Angeles yesterday. He joined Caltrans to clear several encampment sites.
And we had our big body challenge today. 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups to try to get under 5 minutes. How'd you go?
We got close. I was about 5:25. You were right behind me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Punch Up Pod with Lila and Pat, our Thursday Media Inanity show. Pat, I've hardly had time to miss you. How are you?
Right. Good. Because of the rain, I didn't do my regular job today because we had all outdoor work planned.
Right.
Which was kind of a nice little vacation.
Yeah.
But I had a side gig that I was doing. So I was a plumber today.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
We'll see if that holds.
I'm always worried what
No.
you're going to find in all different places when people are plumbing, but yes.
No, this is just under the sink.
Oh, okay.
She had
But that
some
can
rotten.
still be,
So
like,
I
disgusting.
switched some pipes out, and
Okay.
we'll see if it holds. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like
Fingers
solder
crossed
it
for
together. Yeah.
How's life? I do want to mention I found the perfect beer for the show, who hopefully will be sponsoring us.
Yeah.
Riot Punch with a fist on it, for God's sakes.
What could be better? What could be
Right?
better? That's awesome. We're gonna have to hit up the Alvarado Brewing Company and see if they would like to sponsor Punch Up Pod with that
Yeah,
awesome
a little
beer.
collaboration. Maybe they can send us just the blank cans and we could like put our
Put in
logo
beer
on
you
it
like.
somehow on our own stickers.
Oh, I thought you were gonna insult them before they signed a contract. We also really want to thank Revolutionary Change and all of their supporters, fans, and viewers, because we know that that takes doing from Jen and Peter and also the producers behind the scenes to transfer everybody over here. So thank you to everybody for making that happen.
Absolutely.
And welcome to our Thursday night Media Inanity. It is truly such a stain on the fourth estate that we are in this position, and so few people really realize from cable news or corporate news exactly what is happening, because neither party gives a shit.
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of cable news this week because the flotilla, they basically ignored the flotilla until it was stopped, and they're like, oh, let's cover it now, that to show to everybody that this is never going to happen. Like, that's why the media picked that story.
Unbelievable. Like, citizens from 47 different countries have been kidnapped illegally in international waters. All of the aid, or quite a bit of the aid, that could go to starving babies and people, just dumped to the bottom of the sea. For people who are protesting a genocide, our great ally in the Middle East kidnapped, some of them are our citizens, but citizens from all over the world. And like, what is happening?
And under international law, this is not debatable. They don't have a right to man those waters at all. They can make a bogus claim about like Palestine is Israeli territory or something, which is crap. But you could
also against international,
yeah, but at least you have some sort of argument there of standing. But international waters, no matter what the situation, you do not have the right to attack ships and board ships, and that's literally taking people hostage.
I mean, they're pirates. They are pirates on the open sea, stealing, just boarding vessels with ammunition, guns pointed at them, and kidnapping them and bringing them apparently to, I guess we're just going to jump right in, because this show will be a little shorter than our marathon Sunday, Wednesday shows. They were taken, let's see here. So, oh, by the way, just as like the cherry on top, the ship that came to take so many of the kidnapped members of the flotilla was given to the Israeli administration by Biden and Kamala administration. Love it. Love that. Anyway, so yeah, they members of the global Samud flotilla abducted by the Israeli military in international waters on Wednesday night are expected to be transferred to one of Israel's most notorious torture prisons. The Ketziot prison, located in the Negev desert, has been the site of repeated abuses against Palestinian prisoners. In 2021, footage emerged of dozens of Palestinians shackled and thrown to the ground while Israeli guards kicked and punched them in turn. No officers were ever charged. In 2023, a 38-year-old Palestinian prisoner was beaten to death by a group of guards who wore helmets to disguise their faces. Hello, ICE. Ter Abu Asab reportedly received a blow so hard that a piece of his skull fell to the ground and blood filled the floor of the room, according to his brother. 19 officers were investigated. None was prosecuted. 5 were simply transferred to another unit. And just last year, a human rights group, B'Tselem, released a report containing the testimonies of 12 Palestinians taken to Ketziot since October 7th. They described beatings with batons, torture, humiliation, and sexual violence, as well as lack of sanitation and food, a failure of Israel's flotilla prisoners. Whoa, a failure of that. Sorry, I'm taking
right.
banner. That did not go well. Failure of the guards to meet their basic needs. The Israel's flotilla prisoners are expected to be incarcerated in the prison for several days as a result of the Yom Kippur holidays, the holiest day of the Jewish calendar. And they are committing piracy and international crimes. It's just beyond,
It's beyond the pale. And the fact that not a single US, like who is calling this a kidnapping? Like, it's not happening from any of these governments.
There was a strongly worded letter a couple days ago from 19 members of Congress calling, because this is going to work, appealing to the Trump administration to protect the global Samud aid flotilla, carrying 24 Americans, and for the administration to use its leverage to stop the Israeli blockade and genocide of Gaza. I am like what a
could you be more feckless? Like,
yeah,
these are the alleged like uber lefties, Democrats here.
That's the squad,
and they can't even get in front of a camera and talk about this.
It's disgusting. And of course,
and if you can't get in front of the camera, your AOC, your whole thing is like cute little TikToks in bed eating chips. You can't do that even.
Not a thing. Nothing. Just some bullshit about healthcare subsidies that she and Bernie put together yesterday in a walk and talk about the closing of the government. No, it's grotesque. If you cannot speak out vociferously against a genocide and to protect our own US citizens, of course you're not going to protect healthcare or democracy or a living wage or the climate. Like you're useless.
100%. Hey, Teresa saw us on Placone's movie.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
I love that movie. What a fantastic job he did. Small movie, looks great. We loved being part of it. It was really fun. Cheers. Thank you. That's so nice. That's really nice.
Making me part of Hollywood in Lila's world.
I know. We've got a little Hollywood stuff we're gonna get.
You know what? I'm just connecting the dots that we were just criticizing journalists that go on TVs and movies the other day. Here we are.
I will tell you,
but we're not journalists, so hey,
we're commentators. Okay. We are truth tellers. I am an actress. Like that's my first love.
Fair.
But also like speaking out against gross injustices and like reading the news voraciously and all of that kind of stuff. But I have to tell you, I felt a little conflicted about that also. It feels a little funny. Yeah, you're right. Big hypocrites over here. Big fake news.
Huge. But we didn't do it for money, unless Ron's going to send us a check sometime soon, but I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. That would actually get me in trouble in lots of other ways. So just gonna zip it. Right. I'm gonna zip it. Okay. So yesterday I mentioned, and we to make Thursdays sort of run a little faster, we are not absolutely committing to a cheers and a one good thing. And yet, since we've said that to let ourselves off the hook, we keep finding them. this was from a few days ago on one of the flotillas, and I thought was so beautiful the way they presented the collective acts of care that they do on the ship. So we wanted to show this to you guys because I don't know, the world could be a very different place. So this is one of the flotillas, their daily life before they were kidnapped by genocidal Israel.
The public has many wrong ideas about the global Sumud flotilla. One mistaken impression is that the ships are carrying passengers, like on a cruise or a yacht. Nah, that is not true. Like other vessels in the global Sumud flotilla, the passengers on the ship Sirius are sailing as members of the crew. Each person helps to make the ship work day in and day out to help us sail smoothly. On Sirius, we run a tight ship with regularly scheduled work. Shift-12 people cook, clean, and conduct night watches for security reasons. This means the work on the boat is a collective practice. From early in the morning till late at night, each person has a role to play across a 24-hour schedule, making the collective rhythm of our lives. The kitchen team stores food, rations it, and cooks precise amounts. They make sure we are sufficiently nourished each day and have the energy to stay healthy and contribute to collective work. The cleaning team helps to remind us to keep our shared spaces livable, from the galley to the toilets. Everyone is responsible for their own dishes and personal living spaces. Through the direction of the cleaning team, we maintain discipline in small ways that contributed to a larger harmony in our living arrangements. The night watch stays vigilant at all hours of the night, especially since our boats have already been attacked twice. They ensure our safe passage as people sleep and recover for another day of work. On this boat, nobody's left out. Every task, whether it's cleaning, coordinating, keeping watch, or steering the mission, is part of a larger whole. Everyone works. Everyone contributes. Everyone is responsible for something bigger than themselves. In a world where so often the costs of living pushes us into isolation, here we find the opposite. The strength of our collective makes life possible. This is how a 100-year-old boat like Sirius is able to sail. Not because it is perfect, but because we are practicing a daily form of solidarity that keeps the ship alive and sailing. We are creating and ever-perfecting a makeshift utopia. Eduardo Galeano once said that utopia is like the horizon. Every time you take 2 steps closer, it moves 2 steps further away. Here on Sirius, it feels different. Every time we take 2 steps closer, utopia only moves 1 step away. We are catching up with it. We are learning through daily practice how to live collectively and how to put the well-being of all above the comfort of the individual. That is what sustains us as we also move closer to Gaza day by day to break the siege.
It's so beautiful, and it just kind of underlines once again how just evil the U.S. and
all the
Israel are.
solidarity, the harmony, the fact that the cleaning people are keeping the order on the ship is kind of a reverse, economic system in a way, even though there's no money involved in it. But like,
yep,
to have a powerful role as the cleaner is kind of interesting.
I could do that. I'm a really good cleaner.
Come to SAC. We could trade. I could fix your electronics and
I mean, really, like that wouldn't it be so amazing? I mean, I was just saying to Pat right before the show, we've been in really dire financial straits, and I mean, we continue to be, but like a small residual check just came in that allowed me to pay little bits to each of the 5 credit cards where we owe, close to $200,000, but just to keep us in debt without getting like 30 calls and emails and texts every day. It's been so stressful. And that's like, it doesn't have like, we don't do fancy stuff. Like none of that was for fancy stuff, but anyway, that is such a more civilized way of living. What we're doing here in this country is not good for anybody. Actually, it's just pretty awful.
It's pretty awful. I was listening to NPR today, which I know you hate me for that, but I enjoy it.
Somebody can do it.
But they were they had somebody on talking about economic indicators about, are we headed towards a recession? And they were focusing on car payment defaults. And they're like, well, the good news is the increased rate of car defaults is slowing down. So that means, the rate of it's not that car defaults are slowing down. They're still increasing every year. The percentage is increasing every year, but the percentage is increasing at a slower rate than it did last year. But nothing is turning the other direction. It's just all going in the wrong direction, but it's just slowing down a little bit because nobody's buying cars. It's not, when cars and homes are unaffordable and rent is unaffordable and fucking food is unaffordable.
Yeah. And if we had a party of opposition, they could be calling out the government on that, the current administration. They could be, that was how Trump basically got elected. He pretended he was a peace president and he said he was going to fix the economy and bring prices down. And nobody's feeling that the prices are coming down at all. The job report data keeps being revised. So basically they're just going to shut it down, which is, one thing.
Well, they have a new grift. So this shutdown over the budget, they're cutting all the departments that provide the data to provide the reports for things like the jobs report. So they're delaying the bad news through this budget.
Don't collect the data. Is anybody really dying of COVID or losing jobs or unemployed or any of it? I mean, it's insane. Yeah. They're going to cut everything. This is Russ Vogt's wet dream. He doesn't care. And the only hope that we have is that some Republicans who are looking towards the midterms might be worried how this will affect them. But the truth is, with the donors still just plying everybody with money, nobody in power really has any incentive to fix anything.
No, and with the Democrats being so on board with 90% of it, you're not going to get an opposition to it. So the Republicans don't have to pivot to beat over the Democrats because the Democrats are largely aligned with it. And they look so feckless and weak every time they speak.
I mean, this is what they put out to explain what's happening in the shutdown, where this country is already devastated economically. This is only going to make things worse. I don't know the percentage. Is it 13% of our country is federal employees? I'm not even sure, and that might be wrong, so do not quote me. But a huge number of people are about to stop getting paid, even if they're being forced to go to work. But now Russ Vogt is going to fire a bunch of people, and all of this for healthcare subsidies, which is the rationale that Dems came up with, 5 days ago. So
yeah, and we've got CDC cuts, airline controllers, just safety, all the safety, every safety net that exists is getting cut through this budget deal. And all the Democrats talk about is this bullshit here.
I mean, here you go. Party of opposition.
Republican and Democrat kiddies cannot agree on what should be funded. Democrat kiddies want you to have health care. Republican kiddies do not. Republican kiddies control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut your health care and give money to billionaires. Democrat kitty tries to negotiate, but Republican kitty keeps running away. He has a vacation to get to. Uh-oh, suddenly the money you pay for your health insurance has tripled. Thanks, Republicans.
That's how you meet the seriousness of this moment.
Vomitous. And also, Democrats do not want to give us health care. They could have given us health care with the supermajority that Obama had. And instead they gave us a Republican health insurance industry giveaway from the Heritage Foundation, Project 2025, Russ Vogt. Thank you. Then we had what's-his-face come in, Biden, who ended any of the safety net that was tied to COVID, where we were all getting at least free vaccinations and, some OSHA protections, and threw 18 million people off of Medicaid. They don't want to give us healthcare. So fuck them, fuck that stupid kitty thing. And then, this is the GOP response. It's all just a joke to them. They truly don't give a fuck. Is that like a taco kitty? I have no idea.
It's a taco theme because Trump put out the meme with him and as the mariachi band with the hats behind
Jeffries or whatever. No.
behind
Yeah.
Jeffries. They put this mustache and hat on Jeffries, and then they had every mariachi person as Trump.
I didn't
And
even
so it's
understand.
just a big it's a
Sick
big meme
burns.
fest.
Yeah. It's like
Sick burns.
Yeah.
This is how the Democrats win the messaging war, is what some consultants getting millions of dollars to tell them.
I mean, and this was so Monday. Was it Monday that they finally got together and had their little powwow? And this was the picture that Trump releases with Jeffries and Schumer in the office with Trump 2028 hat caps on his desk. It's like, I mean, it's just a big kayfabe, a big
Democracy. Hilarious. I mean, what he should have just gone back to when he first, remember back in 2020 when he had that conference with every Trump branded product on stage, and he had Trump steaks, and and half of them weren't even his products. They just used his name, like somehow he leveraged his name to the products. But he started his campaign. That was like almost after the escalator. He's like, here, I got to show my products off.
Yep.
And here we are again.
Yeah, I mean, that is really true, Macarius. We're boiling. We are in it. We are in it. We're in it. And, also, we had Shama Swan on, for anybody who didn't see this past Sunday. She was on. And the way she speaks about leveraging power and not coming to Congress to make friends or to be a careerist, but using, you don't want to make friends with billionaires. Billionaires are your enemy. And to force them to say out loud, why do you want to deny people a living wage? Why do you want your workers to live in poverty without health care? Force them to say that. Use your power to demand some actual policies. None of that's happening. Not a single one. Subsidies.
And every meeting that happens, and every time there's some backroom thing, the Democrats come out and say, Trump hurt us on this one, or we think we just need a couple good Republicans to do the right thing. We have faith in them. Like, have you been around at all? Like, nobody believes that. Like, and that's your excuse for letting this happen. This is going to happen. You are smart enough to recognize what's coming through all this stuff.
And they absolutely are. I mean, so nobody should at all think that Democrats are the lesser evil, because even, and this isn't to call out anybody, but I really think it's so important that we all remember it was Obama that increased the budget for ICE by 3,600%. Obama, who thought it was a good idea to use all the military gear coming back from Iraq to militarize our police. Every single year, those budgets have increased, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. And if Democrats are truly afraid, the Democrats in power, truly afraid that Republicans are fascists, which they are, I 100% know they are, then why are you increasing their ability to surveil us, to attack us with, their militarized Gestapo? Why
are you changing the rules to approve their judges and fast track the judges still? Resisting every single appointment. The Republican Party is literally stopping the Epstein investigation by not approving the one last
Democrat
senator. I don't know.
New congresswoman from Arizona, I think. Yeah.
So they're breaking the law, and you can't call that out. You're just like, well, they're going to do the right thing soon. We know there's some good Republicans. It's the same line every fucking time.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that is, it's not that I think everything is exactly the same when Democrats are in power or Republicans are in power, but they're both working in concert to get to the same end, because Republicans could not be doing what they're doing if Democrats hadn't, teed it up for them.
At best, what I was talking about earlier with the slowing the increase in the rate of foreclosures and defaulted loans, if the Republicans are in party, it's a 5% increase in defaulted car loans. If Democrats are in party, it's 4.75% increase. But both parties are increasing it.
Right.
Democrats just have to put on a little show like they're not.
Yeah.
So that's the real issue with every policy, the ratchet effect.
Every policy. Who would have thought that Obama coming in on hope and change and how we needed, I mean, he talked about universal health care, right? Like, we know how Democrats get elected. They lie and say that they're progressive. Like, he was enormously popular. A bunch of people who were later called big racists who voted for Trump because they were so racist had voted for Obama. So, like, it's possible. But then he gets in with a supermajority, doesn't codify Roe, doesn't even give us a public option, put Citibank in charge of his, cabinet, and bails out Wall Street and lets 10 million people lose their homes. So,
yeah, and if taking over the party with progressives was possible, nobody's disappointed more than the Squad, and disproven that, because they're all captured now, so they're not going to do it. We have to do it on our own.
Yep. Yes. Okay, so let's look at this is actually interesting. I don't know who this guy is, but I am assuming it is a Republican influencer who is allowed into the press conference. So I'm a little surprised, but I think this is where that MAGA split is happening. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I didn't recognize him. The person asking the question about Kushner and all of his, corrupt deals in the Middle East.
Yeah, this response is so cliche. Like, every time they got a zinger on them, this is what you get from these guys. How dare.
Despicable. Here she is, Caroline Leavitt in all her glory.
Second thing, how did the White House decide that it is appropriate for Jared Kushner to be working on matters that involve Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, 3 countries that combined have given him more than $2.5 billion for his investment firm?
I think it's, frankly, despicable that you're trying to suggest that it's inappropriate for Jared Kushner, who is widely respected around the world and has great trust and relationships with these critical partners in these countries, to strike a 20-point comprehensive detailed peace plan that no other administration would ever be able to achieve. And so Jared is donating his energy and his time to our government, to the President of the United States, to secure world peace, and that is a very noble thing. And this is a peace plan that has not just been accepted by Israel, but it has been applauded by Muslim and Arab countries around the world. It has been applauded by European leaders around the world. Virtually everyone in the world is supportive of this plan that Jared Kushner offered his time to help put together alongside our special envoy Witkoff, the Vice President, the President of the United States, Secretary Rubio, and the President's entire national security team. We are very proud of that plan, and we hope Hamas will accept it, because it will lead to a more peaceful and prosperous Middle East.
I think they used to refer to this as noblesse oblige. He's donating his time for the billions of dollars they hand over to him.
If I got $2 billion from a country, I might put a little time in to get even more money. First off, it's not altruistic. It's all to enrich them some more. And everybody knows this. She knows this. She knows this. She doesn't have an answer. She never addresses the question, which was basically just, what kind of vetting did you do on this situation?
Yeah.
Like, that's a reasonable ask question. I mean, obviously in this situation, it's critical, but like, the idea that you shouldn't even ask that question, like, you should be ready with a real response to it.
Yeah. Even like a better lie than it's a despicable.
Exactly.
Like, that just gives it away. It's not despicable. Any question, like, that's their whole job. I'm shocked. And I mean, it's my ignorance. I should have looked up who that is. I don't know who it is. But yeah, that was, one of the flotillas, I think, was all military vets. Greg Stoker was one of the people on it. And I don't know if everybody saw this, but this was a few days ago, again, breaking down how, even though this is couched in the propaganda of a religious fight between two peoples who lay claim to a land given to them by the Lord and whatever the fuck, it's capitalism. It is imperialism. it is the most craven, disgusting people in the world who will have a pathological greed that will never be satisfied. So this was what he was talking about what was happening when they were on their flotilla, and you saw what that looked like. They all the different flotillas, that's how they operated, with collective acts of care. And they were confronted by Israeli yachts.
So a bunch of Israeli pro-famine activists are launching a counter flotilla to the Global Samud Flotilla to sail in front of the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv in an act of extreme performative activism. Currently, over 75 Israeli boat owners have already registered for Friday's flotilla, and they're pulling in friends. The Israeli Yachting Association and boat companies are joining too. So when I say things like the genocide in Palestine is a transnational war on the working class, this is kind of what I'm referring to. So a bunch of moneyed colonial genocidal yacht owners are sailing in front of the embassy of their imperial daddy to just keep the violence going and make sure the ethnic cleansing is complete. And let's talk about like the difference in material conditions too. So they've got yachts. They already have more boats than we do. We've got these like barely seaworthy vessels that we cobbled together in 2 months since the final solution was being enacted in Gaza, attempting to establish a humanitarian corridor into a people facing annihilation for real estate interests, natural gas exploitation, and the list goes on. So we're sailing with baby formula and ancient sea hulks, and they're sailing in yachts to appeal to the imperial power structure that denies that baby formula. So like, I guess if you're looking for a better example of transnational class struggle, be hard pressed to find a better one. Free Palestine.
Also the lack of self-awareness, because Israelis know now that the whole world detests them. They are not welcome in most countries. They're reviled around the world. And so to come out on your yachts to fight this,
to stop food, to stop baby formula and food and medicine, like just a new low. I mean, there's no low we're not going to see. We've seen every low on earth, but
here they are, spending billions of dollars, right? We have Ralph Ellison, who goes back and forth being the richest man in the world. He and Elon are having their, dick measuring contest or whatever the fuck, buying up TikTok, CBS. They just put Bari Weiss in charge of CBS News.
Yeah. The news from CBS is going to really be great on Israel soon. Been phenomenal so far. Chef's kiss on making it worse.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it already sucks, but just TikTok, they're changing the algorithm for TikTok. And again, that's a bipartisan project that started under Biden, where they said, we can't have China controlling the algorithm. They set that up, and now they have just handed it over to AIPAC and Ellison, and they are removing people's videos. They're, this is the way that young people got educated on the truth about Israel. And I mean, I don't think it's going to change people's minds, but it does change the ability to come together in any kind of honesty. Yeah, go ahead, Todd.
Absolutely. And this goes hand in hand with all the leaders saying, the Israeli leaders, on every level saying, our next step is controlling the propaganda.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they're openly saying it. And then they're like, Larry Ellison, he's now buying this stuff up. So now they've got all the social media, more or less.
Oh my God. Right? I said Ralph Ellison, the Invisible Man. Yes,
Larry
not
Ellison.
Ralph Ellison. Sorry, fake news. Larry Ellison. Jesus, that's terrible. It's cute. Yeah, I like it. Hello, fellow kids.
Hello, fellow kids.
Sorry. Thank you so much for saying that. That would have been terrible. I would have gotten it in the middle of the night is when I stood up and I'm like, oh my God, did I say this word wrong? And so thank you for correcting me. Yes, no, Larry Ellison. Oh, Pat just left me. Not sure where he went. Take this time
Where to go?
Thank you to Brett Boyle for his super chat. When you think they can't get worse, they get worse. I know. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just suggesting we pop over real quick to see the news and to see what's going down with the news.
Cheers, Brett. Thank you.
I It's interesting. I see a collaboration that I follow once in a while.
Uh-oh.
I really enjoy these guys in the top left here. I'll put them on the main screen.
Hospitals providing care to anyone in their
Wait. So just so you know, this is OAN on the main screen. I want to put up
Oh God.
So you know what they're doing. These two guys on the left host a show like regular news people, but this is their casual format where they just try to out MAGA themselves.
And this is OAN.
This is OAN, yeah.
Ugh. Some really cool people on. Adam Jones from the Baltimore Orioles was my co-host for a couple of weeks, and then we took off from there. And then I got offered a job over at Major League Baseball
Oh, they're not
and
even
started
getting...
producing and working
for
them. And
we'll come back to them because they'll have something more interesting.
Ugh. It's also, you know, we're a baseball family. Very sad that so many of them are right wingers. I will say that in 2019 and 2020, before Bernie dropped out, you know, both my kids, I mean, they both played through college. My younger one is still in college playing baseball. But we were, you know, doing all the travel stuff. So we were always like in different small towns on the West Coast. And there were so many, and I was wearing all my Bernie stuff, right? And I mean, every time there were the umpires, coaches from opposing teams, they all were for Bernie. And I'm sure then they all went to Trump. Like, I'm sure they did. But they all loved Bernie.
Let's try Fox. They got to say something racist here. There's a black guy on.
Oh, great. Here we go. We're not getting volume yet.
Where's the audio? We don't have audio. God, this thing's cursing us tonight. All right,
it really is. But that's the guy, Greg Gutfeld, who is like, they all call us Nazis anyway. Good. I'm going to embrace being a Nazi. I'm a Nazi. Yeah, good. You call me a Nazi? I'm a Nazi.
Yeah.
Like psycho. They really are just psychotic. Okay, so sticking with Israel, just to get through this horrific peace plan that has been suggested. And, you know, the last time there was a peace plan and Hamas leaders, negotiators were given like 2 days to come to the table. They go to Qatar to have their negotiations, and Israel tries to assassinate them, killed 6 other people. But like, they're killing the people who are supposed to negotiate. So now we have a new peace plan, Trump's plan, which, you know, basically is Gaza will become a de-radicalized, terror-free zone. Gaza will redevelop to improve life for its people. War ends immediately once both sides agree with Israeli withdrawal to an agreed-upon line and ceasefire. All captives alive and deceased returned within 74 hours of Israel's acceptance. Israel frees 250 Palestinian life sentence prisoners, 1,700 detainees. I love that they're never called hostages. Those are hostages. And exchanges remains proportionally. So that, you know, because Israel also keeps the dead Palestinian hostages. But there are 10,000 Palestinian hostages. Hamas members who decommission their weapons get amnesty or safe passage abroad. Full humanitarian aid enters immediately to rebuild essential infrastructure. Aid flows freely via UN and Red Crescent. So all of this, by the way, is also an admission that
that's what I was just thinking.
Saying all along, Israel has been blocking the aid, obviously.
We will stop shooting babies and kids. We will stop starving babies and kids and moms and men, everybody. We'll stop doing all that stuff if you just do this.
Collective punishment.
We're going to break first anyway.
Gaza governed temporarily by a technocratic Palestinian committee under an international board, including former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, and led by Trump. So war criminal after war criminal. Trump economic plan to rebuild Gaza with global investment and job creation. Special economic zone established. No forced displacement. People are free to stay, leave, or return. Hamas excluded from governance. All weapons dismantled. Come on. Israel won't.
And Trump's already, you know, before they even announced this official 20-step plan, he had Netanyahu in front of him and said, well, we have a plan. And if, you know, I don't know if they can stick to it, but if they break it, he can do whatever he wants, more or less. Right. That's what he said. So this is not going to happen. Hamas should not agree to this at all.
Yeah. And I mean, the problem is well, first of all, they're, collective punishment for 2 years after 76 years of, apartheid and oppression and occupation and domination. People are exhausted and I will never judge anybody for fighting for liberation or for waving the white flag. Like, all of this is horrifying. But the way people are framing it in the one of the things that I thought Shama Swant did so well when she talked with Ryan Grimm about the duplicitous selling out of the railroad workers and forcing them back on the job when they were striking by the squad members especially. And there was this weird sort of, the railroad worker union, they told us they wanted us to vote to send them back because they were going to get 4 sick days instead of the 10 that they want, whatever it was. And she was like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. What we do is we stand up for the rank and file. We stand up for the workers. If they are feeling like nobody is there for them and they have no choice but to cave, our role is to say, of course, we support you, whatever you want, but you hold the line. We will be there for you. We support you. We do not support people in government, the ruling class, selling you out. You all, rank and file, you get to choose what you want. I will never support rank and file forcing them back on the job and coming up with these bullshit excuses. And I feel like the same thing with this. Of course, the people of Palestine, they have to do whatever they feel necessary because it's unimaginable,
Right.
and unbearable. But the U.S. media and the people in power who know better should be saying that they should not be de-radicalized. For hating the people who are doing a genocide? No, we're all radicalized.
Yeah, you should have, Democrats in theory, but you should have leaders coming out and saying this deal does not provide the protections because we don't trust Israel to follow any of this deal. Our leader Trump here has given him full permission to, blow him off the map if they break the deal, which is it's baked into the deal that Israel is going to find some clause that was broken by Palestine.
Always.
But but back to what you said, if you're Palestinian, it may buy you a few weeks of peace, so I don't necessarily, I'm not going to fault them either for taking it, but
yeah,
it's
no horrific.
No one's speaking up for them.
And you're saying you either have to completely submit, be de-radicalized. What does that even mean? So what that is saying is you have to love your oppressor, the people who are genociding you, and we're taking away all your arms. You have no right ever to fight back. And that is your peace proposal, take it or leave it, which is why, that no justice, no peace. It was not peaceful in Palestine and in Gaza and in the West Bank before October 7th, which brings me to fucking Zoran, who can never answer this question properly. But how do you take away people's, that is innate in all of us, the need for liberty and self-determination.
Right. And if you're gonna put somebody in charge of monitoring this deal, you don't put Tony Blair there, you put Ralph Nader there, or you put some true human rights person there.
Yep.
And that's a concession to Palestine, is the person that's going to run this is actually concerned about your welfare here.
They weren't even consulted in this peace plan. How are they not part of this? Was just presented to them, the Trump Netanyahu peace plan. It's not a peace plan. Jesus fucking just more an ultimatum. Yeah, an ultimatum. I mean, and also a little, that would be great. The general's son, Miko Peled, would be a great person. But how is it that the whole world is looking at this? I mean, it's just imperial colonialism, genocidal maniacs with the whole world looking on, and they're being told just accept it, lie down and die. And nobody can trust that they're not going to, as soon as they give the hostages back, if any of them are still alive after Israel's, obliteration of all of Gaza, then what? Then they'll just decimate the rest of it. I mean, look what they've done to that land. I mean, this isn't any sort of justice, but like they have so destroyed and toxified that whole area. And now they want to go lie on the beach like it's going to be some Riviera. They have destroyed that land and the water and the air and the food. It's all destroyed. It's going to take decades. So maybe all the Israelis will just, get cancer and fuck off to Mars with Elon.
It won't come soon enough. It's the problem with cancer.
Yeah. All right. Should we do something fun?
Yeah, we were on the same page there. I think we should inject something.
All right, you choose it.
Oh,
I'm
choosing
because I'm injecting through my mouth a little more wine. I feel
let's
much
do
better,
some,
by the way, after
some animal voiceovers. I like those.
All right.
Hey, look, I know you're sorry for what you did, and I'm sorry for barking at you, but just remember, man, next time you chew up one of their shoes, let them know you did it. I got in trouble for that, okay? I love you. You know what I'm saying? You're my brother. Cheer up. Let's go. I just pooped in the kitchen, bro. We got to go.
Wake up.
Okay.
Get up.
I'm up.
Get up.
Stop.
Get up.
Stop.
Get up.
Stop. I told you stop.
You told me to wake you up, though.
But you ain't have to hit me. Hey, dog, can you watch your tail, man? Your tail. Hey, man, your tail, man. It's going crazy, man. You know what's out there, man? Oh, to bite your leg off of that, man. No. Look, I told you stop looking at me. I'm not playing with you. Ow. Ooh. I'm not vicious. You know, you always mess with me. I'm not vicious. Stop. So you supposed to be my new brother, huh? I really want to bite you right now, but they seem to love you. They told me to show you around, so I'm going to show you something. I'm gonna show you this ass whooping. I'm gonna whoop you if you don't get out this house. Wow. And then he tried to run away and he dropped his ball, bro. All right, I'm gonna go to the room and count to 3. You hide.
Okay. Oh, you too stupid to find me right there.
1, 2, 3. Here I come. You under this blanket, ain't you?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I love that. I love Dark and Stormy. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. We got, Kimmy got it. Everybody's got a different pick your poison. Pick your poison. That was very funny. I like it.
A little relief.
Little bit of relief because
Can we get back to the world burning?
Yeah, let's get so we got this anti-Semitism task force that is cracking down on TikTok. Carolyn Levitt already said that it's all going to be reprogrammed. Where am I going here? What am I doing? Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, okay. This was amazing. So we have a huge crackdown here. Obviously, we have university professors being fired, courses being canceled. We have, so-called comedians, losing their job for 2 whole days. We have kids losing their enrollment at school, losing their degrees, being threatened with future unemployment. It's all disgraceful here. It seems even worse for this moment, but it's all here also in the UK, where they've even said the mere support of Palestine action, which is, they try to stop weapons, somehow throw a wrench in the gears of weapon manufacturers, that even supporting them on any level is support of terrorism, which again, we're 3 weeks away from all of that here. But this guy did an experiment on the streets of London to see if he would get arrested, saying the most horrific, genocidal things. And nope, just the people.
Right to the cops everywhere.
Yeah, Just the anti-genocide protesters.
Will you arrest me for supporting a genocide?
Moving back.
Will you arrest me for supporting a genocide? Can you start moving towards... I support a genocide and you're getting arrested. I'm supporting a genocide and I'm not getting arrested. She is protesting against a genocide. She is getting arrested. I'm here at the Defend Our Jury's Palestine Action Process to see what will and won't get you arrested in Britain today. I'm supporting the killing of babies and innocent men and innocent women. I'm supporting the war crimes of Netanyahu. And I'm wondering if you'll arrest me.
No, you've got freedom of expression, freedom of speech. That's all I've got to say.
So fantastic, isn't it, that I can stand here openly supporting a genocide and I won't get arrested? The police are so nice to people that support genocide. You're protesting against a genocide, yes?
Yes.
Well, you're doing it all wrong because you're going to get arrested.
Okay.
So I'm against the genocide. They're going to arrest me. You've been walking around telling the police you support genocide, you support the killing of Palestinian women and children, and they're not arresting you.
I can walk completely free.
It's ridiculous.
I'm supporting the Israeli government and supporting a genocide and I'm not getting arrested, but you're getting arrested. I support the bombing of hospitals. I support the enforced starvation of Palestinians. I'm not getting arrested.
I said that right in front of them and they didn't give it.
But you're okay for me openly to say that I support a genocide?
You've got a freedom of speech, right to say what you want.
I'm a peaceful protester, classed as a terrorist when I'm not a terrorist, but they will arrest people like us who are standing up to them.
Let me come clean. I don't actually support the Israeli government. How could you support the Israeli government considering what's happening in Gaza right now? If we care about our human rights, we must defend our right to protest against genocide.
I mean, it's stunning. I know I'm not like surprised. I guess it's just shocking. I don't know. I don't even know what I am anymore, but like nobody even cares to defend their hypocrisy, or it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
No. But here's what's going on OAN right now.
I just had
My Pillow 2.0 commercial. That's the one sure thing when you go to OAN. There's always a My Pillow 2.0 commercial.
What's his name? Mike something? What?
Mike
Liddell or something?
Mike Liddell, yeah. That's it.
Oh my God. Anyway. All right. We've got an update just so that we did not entirely we do a lot of bobbing and weaving on Thursdays. So, you gotta stay quick on your toes, up on your feet. When we were talking about the Riyadh Comedy Festival, apparently one of the people on the poster actually withdrew, but remained on the poster. And he did a set, which is pretty good. And I'm happy that he did reconsider, because holy fuck. But he was somebody that we've, I think, shown before and that we've both liked. So it's good to see that he backed out, just for this quick update, unless you have something else to say before I press play.
No, but I just want to say, yeah, you backed out. That's good. You ripped him a little bit. That's good. But also, it's all money, because you probably did the calculation of how your career would tank after going there, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
there was a lot of money on the line. So I don't know. Maybe not.
There was
maybe
a lot of money on the line.
Made that money. We don't know the money.
Biggest comedians in the world were there, you know? So I still have to give him like a crumb of credit.
Yeah, I got a crumb for him.
More than fucking Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. Like, I just can't even believe it. But anyway,
this is Chappelle's comments, because
okay. Yeah. So
we'll
we showed Bill Burr's comments yesterday, one of the top 3 experiences of his life. It's going to change things, playing for this crowd. It's all, they have slaves there. They have slaves. They kill people. Their contract was, you cannot speak out against the government, religion, the royal family, and Dave Chappelle goes on stage and criticizes the level of free speech in America at the Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival. He criticized the status of free speech in the United States while on stage at the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia. The comedian was one of more than 50 performers participating in the event, which has come under fire for being held in the country, which has been accused. I love that they say this as though it's not true. That's amazing. Hollywood Reporter. has been accused of human rights violations and an oppressive regime. Right now in America, they say if you talk about Charlie Kirk, you'll get canceled. Chappelle told an audience of 6,000, according to the New York Times. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out. He then added, it's easier to talk here than it is in America. You know why? They love his trans jokes.
Yeah, and dude, you're talking about free speech in America being gone, and you're not allowed to criticize the guy who's paying you right there. You're not allowed to criticize the country you're in at all. So I got nothing other than fuck all the way off to say to these guys.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, you're dead to me.
I mean, truly, I think we were already feeling that for his 3 specials, like being so hideous to trans people. But yeah. Okay. So this is Nimesh Patel doing a little set.
I was supposed to perform in Saudi Arabia, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a comedy festival happening in Saudi Arabia right now, and I was one of the headliners that was supposed to go, and I bailed like a week before the event went viral. And I initially accepted the offer. I was like, yeah, you know what? I know you're not exactly paragons of free speech, but where else can I talk shit about Israel but Saudi Arabia? And I really want to say some shit about Israel. I'm not going to say it here because they might take away my research grants, you know? But I can't have that. I need my research grants. If you're upset by that, don't worry. I'll repent on Yom Kippur. Every Yom Kippur, me and my Jewish wife, we buy Kanye West sneakers and we cut them up into yarmulkes. and we sell them at our mitzvahs. Okay. Then I thought about it. I had a change of heart. I quit like quietly. I was like, I was one of the Gen Zers. Like, I'm a quiet quit, and just no one noticed that I'm not really working anymore. But then Gabe from The Office, Zach Woods, posted this video, went viral, and he posted a poster with me still on it, and everyone started talking shit like, well, the Nimesh Patel is going to full bullshit. And I was like, no, actually, I said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And then people are like, yo, but they killed journalists. I'm like, yeah, that's a valid point. But America killed Epstein, and that's our greatest journalist of all time. So that's a wash. And also, like what? Like, you never want to slap a journalist? You never wanted to do that? If you could get away with it, you wouldn't beat the shit out of everyone on Fox News every day. You wouldn't do that? All right, that's unfair. They're calling Fox News people journalists. That's unfair to the side. They're not fucking journalists. But then I was like, oh, maybe I should go. But then I was like, you know what? Nah, they got Indian slaves over there. They do. They have, like, Indian slaves. Like, in 2025, they have Indian slaves. Not like H-1Bs, but without all the money. You know what I mean? Like, they keep them trapped. They got them locked up over there. That was really hard to look away from. And also, like I can't go to Saudi Arabia and some guy that looks like me picks me up from the airport, and then mysteriously my passport goes missing. Next thing you know, he's on stage in America, like, your uncle ever died? I'm like, oh shit. And I'm over there slaving. I wouldn't want that, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I even have much of a kernel of fucking gives a shit about him either.
Yeah, I know. It's not great. It's not great. All right. Should we move into the AI stuff that's happening that we didn't talk about? All the roles that I was going to get are now being taken by this lady, Tilly Norwood, who apparently is in a multi-talent agency bidding war because she doesn't talk back. She is not pro-Palestine or against the genocide. She will not strike. She will work all the hours you want and has no nudity rider. So
she's probably a great actress. Let's be real about it. She's going to be great.
She's going to be great.
Once AI takes off. But look, if we have one role of a thing we can do, any movie with AI actors in it needs to tank severely. You cannot see it. I don't care if they put it in the next movie I'm dying to see, waited my whole life for. I'm not going to fucking see it if there's an AI actor in it.
I mean, the fact that this is happening and that agents are bidding on her, any agents, I mean, it's very clear anyway that agents and artists are not actually on the same side. But
but did you? I mean, if you read her statement, it makes sense. The AI put out a statement.
Her creator did, right? Or she did.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
yeah.
You know,
what's
like
that? The statement. Oh, sorry, we're both pushing the button. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, she is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art. Like many forms of art before her, she sparks conversation, and that in itself shows the power of creativity. She's a literal replacement for a human being. Like you cannot fill an actress role with AI and not say that is not a replacement for a human being.
She's not a piece of art. You stole her from other people's artistic expression. That's the whole point. He didn't like create her. He stole bits and pieces from all of us. It's fucking insane. Yeah, it's a piece of conversation. The guillotine conversation.
That's an awful piece to it, but it clearly is taking somebody out of work. That's the part that you just can't get away from.
It's taking thousands of people, or at least hundreds on each set, because
less
you no
makeup
longer
people, less you got the list.
Lighting, makeup, sound, first AD, second AD, I mean, hordes of people are going unemployed because you have this, easy to replace. And, part of the problem is Hollywood's been putting out such dreck for such a long time. And, thank goodness for independent filmmakers that aren't just doing, the next tentpole movie, the 5th Marvel or 10th, whatever, that take heart and human creativity. And, it is really, I know this is just like philosophical, but even if you maybe can't tell the difference, and for some of these parts, you probably wouldn't be able to, unfortunately, which is a real statement about where Hollywood is right now. But even then, we are just killing humanity. That kills humanity. Because
the art will inevitably become homogenic.
100%.
It's like you're not going to have look at this breakout role of this person that brought some depth that we didn't see coming. It's just going to be milquetoast. It hurts the arts tremendously.
And there's nothing ever that happens that's not planned, that's arbitrary, which is where those sparks of genius that you're like, oh wow, that's something I never would have thought of. And then the AI data miners steal that. But then when they use it, it's not authentic. It doesn't originate from any connection, because what happens is, and I mean, sorry to be I know this is my world, so sorry to make it so precious, but it's all of our worlds, because it's just human interactions, right? Even when you can't get a real person on the phone, that denigrates all of us, right? But when you're watching two people or a group of people interacting and creating something, even on the flotilla, creating a space where they all take care of each other, that's humanity. And this denies all of that. It smashes it as if it's not important to our very existence. And it's despicable. I mean, it's despicable on so many levels.
And just the slight introduction of it will lead immediately, very quickly, to hey, we just hired 3 people to make this movie. We have 3 stars, and the movie's going to be built around them, and they're going to get paid the same as they did before, because it's just more profits for the people at the top. And because we have such a tight crew of actual actresses, like you said, actors and actresses, we don't need them. We only had 1 makeup person for all 3 people. We only have one, and we'll fix a lot of this in post. It's just
it's all I mean, basically that's what it's all just going to be post, right?
We'll make the movie in post. We'll make
the whole thing. Yeah,
the whole thing.
So
and even beyond that, they could just hire Robert De Niro. Hey, I know you don't have a lot of time to put in this movie. How about you shoot 2 scenes and we AI you the rest of the movie? And then you put out 20 movies like you're Kevin Bacon now. We'll just crank out a whole bunch of Robert De Niro movies.
Even like, what was it? The Irishman or the Irish? I can't remember. It was a Scorsese movie from a couple years ago. And I think it was like a Netflix film, I think. And they used CGI to make, it was Robert De Niro, right? Sorry, my brain, but I think younger. And, a lot of people talked about it at the time that like what made Robert De Niro a huge star. I mean, yes, Taxi Driver, but also, and Al Pacino was the Godfather movies, right? Where they're playing younger versions of older actors where one actor doesn't get to play all parts of himself over the years. And all of that, the stars are always going to be okay. Wealthy people are always going to be okay. They have the teams of lawyers who are going to protect their creative input and their face and their body of work and all that kind of stuff. But it's everybody who you see all the time who are not marquee names. And then everybody, the writers, the directors, the editors, the makeup, hair, lighting, grips, electric, like everybody is replaceable. And that's just
and like
another
like you
assault.
mentioned, SAG didn't protect your rights for AI. So you could sign on to a movie and then they own your AI rights. They can AI you and
Yeah. What they said was you have to give your consent. Well,
right.
Okay. If Tom Cruise says, no, I don't give my consent, they still want Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt or whoever the hell, right? If I say at the audition, I don't give my consent, they're like, okay, we can see you or not, or the audition, like, why would they? So not giving your consent, that's not protection, right? And now we've got the lib side. There was like a more lefty group of people who it was Matthew Modine and I think Jolie Fisher, but of course it went to Fran Drescher, and then now the replacement is
right?
Yeah, exactly. Sean Astin, who's already talking about how we can all get along and compromise, and we know that agents want the same, whatever. We're fucked. But
even if it's fully, like, if they're like, hey, we want to AI you, we want to own you as an AI actress, and you need some money one day, and you're like, here's $10,000. And then you're owned forever. You'll be in 50 movies. You'll never have any fame. People will know who you are, and it's all AI.
Yeah. And it'll be worth it. Just like, some of the lesser comedians who actually took a stand. I shouldn't say lesser, but lesser known. Like,
right.
Man, if somebody's like, we are all struggling, everybody. And life is expensive. It's getting more and more expensive. If somebody, as you said like, nobody's paying anybody $10,000 for a day who isn't like at a certain level, but like even $500, right? Some people are just like, I am about to lose. 4 months ago, we thought we were going to have to leave LA and go live with our moms, right? So like, we're all in this sort of precarious world right now. So people will do things out of desperation. And to me, it feels like the whole country is becoming what we've been living in LA for a very long time now, which is like, there's always somebody else. If you don't do another rewrite for free, even though the contract says you should be paid for this one, but this is just like a little bit of a polish. And if not, we'll just hire somebody else for half your rate. Like, that's what we're always up against because we're all just out here so desperate. And this is making it so much worse. And now this fucking Sora thing that I think it was released, yesterday? The new thing now, the social net. Okay, 48 hours with Sora, the social network Meta, Google, and X want to create, but with an extremely powerful new AI model. Early adopters are loving it. Everyone else from Hollywood to disinformation world is freaking out because Sora. Wait, sorry. Is this right? You have to opt out. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Agents are saying that they're going to fight against it because now they're not, everybody's intellectual property is being stolen because OpenAI, Sam Altman, they are now requiring copyright holders to opt out. So the default is we can just steal anything we want from you.
Yeah, this reeks of Pete Buttigieg saying you have until midnight to call or you endorse my
God.
campaign.
Totally. Totally.
Just so you know, over on CNN, they're talking about the U.S. comedian facing backlash.
Who are they talking to?
Oh, I'll put them on stage. But the reason they can talk about this, who's affected by this? This is not that they won't talk about the AI stuff. But nobody's harmed except for these comedians, mostly who sold out, you know. So
that lady's
right. Let's hear what they have to say.
A friend and I were there, and we committed the crime of saying a Christian prayer together because you aren't allowed to do that. We were in our hotel room. We weren't offending anybody, but that's actually against the law to do such a thing. That said, I don't know. Comedy is corrosive. Free speech is corrosive. And I just think we would all be better off if presidents and sheikhs stop telling comedians what they can and cannot say as a joke, or where they can say it. Let the comedy come out and let it do its thing. Because there's no way the dictators can stop.
I would extend it to let everybody say what they want, not just the comedians. I think that we're in this moment because of what just happened to Jimmy Kimmel 2 weeks ago, that it's like the comedians need to get this exception around free speech.
They tied it to Kimmel.
Free speech is is like one of the best principles.
So they're actually
America.
defending.
Everyone should get it, be able to say it, whether you like what someone has to say or not. I think that Van, your point about, I can't criticize because I watched the fight. I think we live in a world right now where we all are like walking contradictions of so many things that we do in life. And we sometimes are almost a little self-righteous to the point where like, I'm going to hold myself to a standard and call myself a better human or American. Life is complicated. And, I always say I can't carry every cross for something.
I can't. I'm surprised they didn't go for that moment because it's an easy target to say, yeah, that's despicable that they did this because who's affected by it,
Well, their corporate owners are because they're all doing deals. The whole Abraham Accords, the normalization,
I guess that's
right. It's like
that's sort of the thing, right?
Capitalism. Remember Obama like parading around with MBS, like the new Saudi Arabia. They're even letting some women drive.
Yeah, and the whole this is the bogus free speech argument because nobody said they shouldn't have a right to do it. Nobody said it should be illegal to go do this. Right. They said, fuck these guys, they're douchebags for doing it. That's the whole argument, right?
Yep.
And even with Kimmel, if his ratings sucked and they wanted to kill him for that, kill his show for that, great, do it. Who cares? It's weak, but it was really not that. The whole story was about pressure from the government because they didn't like the narrative. That's it. It's not that you have a right to be Fox News and lie about the news every night. I mean, of course, Kimmel should be able to say whatever he wants. And if people don't like it, the show gets canceled. I don't mind that at all. Same with this.
But the fact that they're talking about Kimmel as like, that's the first time that we had this crazy, awful moment against free speech when students have gotten their heads knocked to the ground for the last 2 years, where like Black and brown people are protesting against the assaults and slaughter by our cops for, millennia or whatever, not millennia, centuries. Like what, like really, it was Kimmel for 2 days and y'all came together for him. Jesus Christ.
No. And that's the whole point of CNN is they keep all these things on such a shallow level of analysis. It's just, it never connects the dots to global, not global, but just institutional problems we have in our country and the government and free speech. They never go any further than just Trump shit, And
it's really, and like a wealthy guy who lost his job for 2 days. I mean, and then made a public apology crying on his way back in. So this is the ad for this Sora. And I have not used it, but I did peruse some other people using it. And basically it's I'm sure everybody understands, but it's another way of balkanizing all of us. Like you can create your own adventure. It's like the VR thing, that I think part of the reason that the VR didn't really take off is because it looked so ridiculous to see a person like on his own with a head strapped.
Oh yeah. It's the same. It's the same with 3D TVs, because 3D TVs were actually they're amazing in a lot of ways. Like I watched some sports on it. I had one for a while, but you have to wear the stupid glasses.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wear the stupid glasses.
But this is a way of creating your own reality. You insert yourself, you can put in any prompts, and then you get to just like be in your own world. You can create a different version of Lord of the Rings. You can do anything you want using thousands, tens of thousands of other people's creativity to do it, where they're not getting compensated for it. And I'm not blaming like individual users, but like it is a way of further just separating all of us to only live in our own realities. It's terrifying. So this is the ad that Sam Altman and his Sora company put out.
One year ago, Sora 1 redefined what was possible with moving images. Today, we're announcing the Sora app, powered by the all-new Sora 2. It's the most powerful imagination engine ever built. And it's packed with new features. I'll pass it to Bill for more details.
Now every video comes with sound.
Sora 2 is also the state-of-the-art for motion, physics IQ, and body mechanics, marking a giant leap forward in realism.
And we're introducing Cameo, giving you the power to step into any world or scene and letting your friends cast you in theirs.
On the path to AGI, the gains aren't just about productivity. It's about creating new possibilities.
It's also about creativity and joy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's why we're launching Sora 2 inside the Sora app, allowing everyone to push the limits of their imagination and create in ways we never thought possible.
Yeah, it's so fucking gross.
I mean, Kimmy,
Yeah,
you
it's not
summed
just
it all
about
up. Yeah.
it's not just about taking your jobs, it's about making art lifeless.
I mean, this is the antithesis of imagination. He says, like, this is the no, this is you just like, okay, I'm an actress and I live with a writer. Josh will spend 3 years on a script. He'll spend months trying to get a line right. And it doesn't mean that it's always like, I'm not, like we all succeed, fail, we're human, whatever. But like, there's no just like plugging something in. It's like sitting there for hours being blank and trying to figure something out, right? Like this kills creativity and imagination. It's the absolute antithesis of it. And it's meant to, actually. But the funny thing is I guess, I'm not on this website, but I guess the number one video yesterday, once this was released on the Sora platform or whatever the hell, somebody plugged in Sam Altman stealing some, I don't know, some software from Target, and it looks real.
Please, I really need this for Sora inference. This video is too good.
And that's the problem, is like we already go through so much, and we're just a small podcast, but like we never put anything out that we don't like verify. Is this a real video? Who showed it? Which news outlet sourced it? Like there need to be real guardrails on this. And fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene is the first person putting out a tweet about how these have to be marked, shown. We need people who are influencers also who are being paid by Israel $7,000 a tweet to be labeled as paid influencers working for which country or which company. Like, you know, that would go a long way, at least, to creating a reality that we can all subscribe to, because now we've kind of killed reality. And that's a scary place to be in.
So, I mean, I'm just going to connect it to what I know a little bit, because my graduate degree that I'm still supposed to finish any day now, but I'm slacking on.
Do it.
Because as soon as I finish, I have to pay my student loans off. So
Wait, you're not accruing interest?
No, it's my loans are still frozen, but I've maxed out my frozen, and they haven't come at me yet to restart. But anyway, as soon as they say you got to start paying us, I got to jump back into school and finish my last semester, which is my third phase of the thesis.
Got it.
Anyway, where I was going with that is industrial design is all about, the whole thing is creativity, right? From invention to, you know, making products better to reshaping how they work and how you interact with them. On its highest level, industrial design is really artistic, is my point, right? So that's getting replaced with some guy's going to put in, hey, give me 50 versions of how this thing looks, and that takes them like 30 seconds to spit it out. And so, like, you're not getting fresh design. You're going to get like these companies that are just like, hey, it cost me $100 to have this thing designed by AI, instead of somebody put some new soul into this product, you know, and came up with something that looks and feels and you interact with totally different. And AI doesn't know how you interact with the product.
Right.
So, you know, the real industrial designers are prototyping, using it in the real world, coming back with feedback, altering the product, putting it in the real world. And that's going to be gone. We're all going to be buying shit that you just like, you pick up and you're like, this feels like shit in my hand. I don't like using this product. It looked good, but I got it. I used it. It sucks. And we're going to have more and more of that. Like, everything is getting worse in life because of capitalism and AI, and, you know,
it truly is. And there are no guardrails, and nobody's speaking out against it, and it is truly being done, as a way, like, you know, sorry, I'm looking because Lori just wrote, we won't be able to go to the beach, but we can wear a shit helmet over our head and pretend we're there. They have such utter contempt for us. And I feel that to my bones, because we haven't been able to go anywhere, do anything. And I'm just like looking at videos like, oh, they recreated Rome in the, 1000 year of our Lord, whatever, AD. And I'm like, oh, I just want to see what it looks like to walk through the streets of Trastevere yesterday. You know, it's like, there's something appealing about that, but man, it's killing all of us. Yeah.
It's dystopian. It's dystopian how the soul is being sucked away from us, both physically and artistically and mentally. We're using our brain less from all this stuff. So like, we're going to de-evolve. We're going to become stupider soon.
Yep.
And I just want to say, when your phone rang, I thought it was Josh calling because you didn't notice his comment about not being on board for women driving.
So funny. Ever the comedy writer. He's so funny. The muse is with you, honey. Go right. Yeah. And then in addition to, so it's going to be also like what you were talking about with design and efficiency. That's going to be the primary goal of it, like Doge, right? So things that are short-term efficient are not long-term beneficial to societies. So even forgetting the fact that it's stealing our water, our energy, that, towns are giving subsidies to these huge data centers that steal our water, pollute our air, use our energy, are hiking up. Regular people are going to be going through rolling blackouts where the electric board will turn off just regular people's power or lower it in order that the data centers can continue to thrive for something that none of us voted for, nobody wants. It's intended to replace us, and it's killing humanity. Like both creatively, our hearts, our minds, our connection, our environment, like all of this is horrific. And to see these sniveling little billionaires like Sam Altman and, what's the other name? I mean, the other guy, they're all like this, but the Peter Thiels, like all of these people who are Zuckerberg, like when is it enough for them? Like, what are they creating? They're not creating. What are they devising?
And they're all on video at some point in their careers talking about how dystopian, this stuff would be if AI worked like this. And they're all doing it now for the money. We talk about how there's a male loneliness epidemic or whatever with kids, and that leads to violence and with men. And we're seeing all these AI friends pop up, unregulated, and they're just AI bots that are going to basically agree with you. So whatever, they're going to go down whatever track you lead them. And there's no regulation or oversight to this stuff. So like, we're just creating a society that's just people online with AI bots. Like that's the solution. And they can't turn on the TV and watch actual art. You're going to watch fake art, and they're not working because of this fake AI system, and there's no jobs. And what's the future look like for people, man? If you're young, it's really fucking terrible.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty dismal, truly. And yeah, huge shout out to Zainab. We loved working with Zainab for the Broligarchy show. She continues to do really fantastic work. Please go support her. Zainab, I don't know if you have set days for your new podcast, but let us know. We would love to promote it and obviously have you back on anytime. And we are always, trying to figure out ways to continue doing that because it is so important, and they are way too powerful, and they're destroying our world, as we all know. My mom has this young couple friends, and the man is a city planner. He does like city design, and he's always pointing out these small choices. I think he's from Holland. Shoot, I don't know. But small choices in the US, like not having windows on the first 3 or 4 stories of an industrial building, or not having areas where there are no cars that encourage walking, and a cafe and a park and a bench. Those are choices that people make. And they have made those choices for us, and they're that is destroying community, and that's why, like, I think anytime we can get all of those ideas back into people, it is so vital. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And it just popped in my head, but I was thinking about the COVID era. In the beginning we had all that community, but then one thing we had, which maybe it wasn't the best thing, but like in Sacramento, they opened up all the rules to have street restaurants could go out in the street and outdoor eating. And it just felt like, God, why didn't we have this the whole time? Why aren't we eating outside like other countries do?
Yeah.
And it's just it just feels like it's me. It's just people on the street walking by. We're all here.
Yeah.
And we're all safer for it. And that's all fucking gone. We saw what better was like. And they're like, no, not doing that, because it would remind people COVID's still around.
All right. We had sort of promised that we would try to keep our Thursdays a little shorter. So let's just show this quick video of Merriam-Webster Dictionary's response to the growth of AI, which I think we will all really appreciate.
It is the dawn of the AI era, and we are proud to introduce our latest large language model. This LLM has over 217,000 rigorously defined parameters. It never hallucinates. It does not require a data center and uses no electricity. It's a powerful tool that will change how you communicate. forever.
There's artificial intelligence, and there's actual intelligence.
I like it. Cheers to them for that.
Actual intelligence.
Read a fucking book. Read a fucking book.
You can do it.
All right. Do you have anything to say before we head out?
No, but it just reminded me, like, you know, my job as an electrician, and I keep hearing more and more, like just this week, one of the big jobs guys was talking about, oh, all these AI centers it's going to be so many jobs for electricians and plumbers. And I just want to remind people, like, okay, it's jobs for a week for those jobs. It's a week, 1 week of electricians, 1 week of plumbers. That's not sustainable, even for like, and that they keep using that carve out as like it's some sort of like long-term plan of tons of jobs really is just rubbing me wrong. Like, it's a lie.
It's a lie, and it's also on some level pitting workers who can do these sorts of jobs against people who are fighting against AI, right? Like, because then it's like, well,
yeah, like you're against. It's like when they said, well, if you close the if we change our Medicare system to something better, look at all the black people in the call centers that'll lose their jobs.
Right.
That was the argument.
Yeah.
Like,
and by the way, at the time, Bernie was saying, like, no, that we will be able to reincorporate people who are working for insurance industries into the government provided or paid for single payer healthcare. So that was, again, a false thing, just like Hillary saying, oh, if we regulate the banks, will that solve racism? Oh my God. All of it. Like, I'm like, heart attack again. But yeah,
I have a vomit response going too. You said Hillary. I just can't. Let's move. Let's end it on a good note, not Hillary.
Okay. So all eyes on Palestinians, all eyes on the hostages now taken from 46 different countries into Israeli torture dungeons. Around the globe, workers are coming together, I think forcefully. It really started on a national level in Italy, in a national, city to city to city, but it is cities across the whole globe are protesting this, both for the humanity of Palestinians and what's being done to them, and also the realization that that is a test lab, and what they are doing to Palestinians, they will do to us the second they know they can get away with it. And if we don't stand up, they will get away with it. So take to the streets. We love you guys. Stay safe. We will see you Sunday for our shit show. We love you. Thank you. Cheers.
Amen. Cheers. Oh, me.
You're pushing.
I didn't have it queued up. Got it.
I'm not
see
in the
Sunday.
union. Keep punching it.